Alright, welcome back everybody to some shop time. We're going to get this Bobcat to where I can drive it. So to start with, I wrote everything down, how the radio was set up. So this is how everything was or is currently set up. These are where I want to put the different operations. So I just took note of everything that was in the radio, how it was programmed, endpoints and everything, so I can get those set up very similar on the new channels. So it's not ergonomic for me. I cannot drive it with these. That's my turn, that's your forward, reverse, and I'm always constantly wanting to try to drive forward with this. That's the bucket, tilt, down, up, and then this one's going to stay the same. That one's your arms up and down. That one is normal for me. This here's the bucket open and close. So I'm going to change that. The pump's going to stay the same. That's pumps on this switch right here, switch C. Switch D doesn't have any operation, nor does switch B. Switch A are the lights, and that one's going to stay the same as well. So, but the rest of them are going to get reassigned. All right, to get us started, we're going to get in here and get all the wiring changed out first. And while I'm going through this process of moving these wires around, they did a really good job when they built this thing. They labeled the wires really nice. I appreciate that. So it made it easier to be able to pull multiple wires at the same time to kind of do a little bit of rerouting and not worry about trying to remember which wires are which. And then putting them on the channels that I want to put them on for my new radio setup. Now, the other thing I want to touch on is this i6s radio is fantastic. Now, I won't be able to do everything I want to do with this i6s because the one limiting factor that it really has is a 10-channel radio, which is fantastic. However, it only has 4 mixes, which kind of limits you on what you can do, especially for mixing channels. And when you really get into these computer radios, mixing is a huge thing to really make these things shine as radios. But this radio is sub $100. Most of the time you get them for high 50s, low 60s for a 10-channel radio that's programmable. That's phenomenal, and it's a really good radio. I'm not sure if I'd use it in my aircraft at this point in time, but it's definitely a great radio for doing these ground models for sure. So we finished this wiring up here. Just getting all of our wires put where we want them. There's the one I figured out that's on channel 8. That's for the blinkers. That's all that's for. It doesn't have any effect on the sound or anything. So for me to do the sound, as I'll tell you later in the video here, I'll have to get in there and figure out where they tied the sound in, because it only works in one direction. It doesn't work in both directions. So in going in reverse, you can hear the motor revving up, but it doesn't do it in forward. So there's a few things like that I'll want to get resolved later, but that's not going to affect the operations of the machine at this point in time. So we'll get that done, get into the radio here, and we'll just kind of quickly go through a little bit of the programming. Here's where you can assign your switches. And like I said, channel 5 was already assigned to a switch. Channel 6, that's what it shows when they're not assigned. And so then you can pick what you want to assign it to. And as you go through, you just pick whichever channel and pick whichever switch that you want. Assign the channel to that switch. The limiting factors are your 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are your analog switches for your gimbals on the sticks. Now here I'm assigning my channel for my opening and closing on the bucket. There I want to put that on channel 10 on that one, and assigned it to that switch on the top of the radio. And then just go in there and start setting my mixes up so I can get my mixes going for my forward turning, get those set up. So that's going to require 2 mixes. So this first mix here on 1, 3, which is my push and pull on the left stick. That's going to be my forward and reverse. And so I had to set that up for enslaving channel 4, which is also now on the left stick, according to my stick assignment. And I had to get those set up, and then they're mix 2 for my turning. So 4, my left and right on the left stick. I mastered that one and slaved 3. And here is where I started running into a little issue. My fault. I put a program in on mix 4, and it does take me a few minutes to find out what I did. Nonetheless, I had to set up the channel throws and make sure my endpoints were set where they needed to be. And again, I had these recorded so I didn't worry about changing them in the radio. I knew on some of these what I had to do. And then I go through, and for some of my endpoints for the reversing valve on the hydraulics, and I went back through and set those up according to the way that they were programmed in there originally. And again, I mean, sometimes when you're playing with the radio, you'll do some stuff, you'll make some changes, things don't seem to work. Just play around with it. Find what you did, fix what you may have did. And a lot of this, towards the end of this towards the end of this video, I was trying to limit what I needed to do as far as programming goes. When you reverse a channel, then you have to change whatever that channel is programmed to as well. And so it took me a minute. I got confused, which is normal for me, but I just lost track of what I was actually doing, and I was trying to adjust channel 3 and reverse channel 3, and it was actually channel 4 that was my master, and I just got focus locked on channel 3. So you'll see that towards the end of the video here. But getting all these mixes set up and getting them programmed, if you find that you're having some issues or you're not sure if it's right, plug the machine in, try it out, and see how it works. And that's what I oftentimes have to do. But it's nice having the channel indicator that shows you what the channel's doing as you move a stick, especially as it correlates to your mixes. That is so useful, and that's another fine feature of this i6s radio, is it has that monitor feature on there. And here I'm setting up some of those endpoint positions for the new stick assignments. And all right, so now everything's looking good at this point. I think we're ready to try it out and see what's going on. I'm happy with everything at this point, and I think I explained everything as to what's going on in the remainder of the video from here. So you'll see where my mess ups were and where I was getting confused. All right, let's plug this thing in and give it a shot here. Set a timer for 10 minutes, so we'll start playing around here. All right. So I don't know how everything's going to work out here. Start the pump, that didn't change. Up, down, didn't change. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that. Let's dump. That's my open, close. I guess I can let you guys look at the machine. Open, close, and now up, down is the same, but my dump, scoop, dump. That feels more natural right there. Okay, shut the pump off. All right, now the real test. Will she drive? Oh, she drive. Will she turn? Oh, wrong way. So I need to change that up. So that should be turning the opposite way. All right, so let's fix that. So let's unplug the machine first. All right, so we'll go back in here. Let's go to our mix. That's it. Let's first take a look at how it's operating here. All right, so 3 is going, so 3 needs to follow the stick movement. Okay. So 3 needs to go left, and of course 4 will have to go opposite. So let's go back in here. Let's make sure that that wasn't reversed. 3 is normal, 4 is normal. Okay. Let's see. All right, yep. So let's go fix that in our mix. Let me try reversing channel 3. So reverse 3. Okay, so now forward is giving us a spinning action. All right, but 3's left and right. Okay, then let's go in here to our mix. Mix 2. Okay. So now let's make these a positive. look at that. Going the wrong way. Still. Three is the master. Correct. Hold on. I got this wrong. Yeah, 4 is the master. That's this one. Or this one. Yeah, left is 4. So that should... Oh, I reversed 3. I want to reverse 4, not 3. Rawr. Reverse 3. Same 4, reverse. Yay. There we go. Those are running opposite. So we just need to go in and change our forward now. Okay, so that gives me left, right. Because 3, well, is that right? Well, let's just try that real quick. See if my left and right is correct. I think my timer went off. All right, so left and right is correct. Left, right, left, right. But I get that with the forward and backward too. Okay, so I can't get it back without dragging him down. Let's unplug it. Okay, so now let's go back in here to our mixes. So mix 2 is good. Now we need to change mix 1. So let's see on the negative. Let's go negative 100. Okay. No. That might be right. So that should be backwards. So let's see. Let's get 4. All right, so let's go back into the mix. Let's try negative 100 on that one. Okay. That looks good. Let's hope that's forward and reverse. Yes. Haha. Forward, reverse, right. Oh man, that drives like a champ. You do your 360, forward, backwards. That's fantastic. It is a little touchy on the turning. But I might put a little expo in that. Let me try that. Let's see if it'll let me in there to do expo with it on. Let's see, that's channel 4. Nope, wrong way. I want to calm it down. Oh, then we need to go the other way. Nope. So you watch your sticks move. And so we want this line to actually calm down the other way. There we go, like that right there. Oh yeah, see that? Oh, that's much better. I mean, I still get full movement when I go all the way on the stick. But at these lower end points, it's not so touchy. It gives you nice, smooth control. Throttle's good. Oh yeah, turning looks nice. Yes, I like it right there. So I'm gonna leave it at 89. Maybe we'll go down to 85. Actually, let's go to 90. Yeah, there we go. I like that right there. That feels good. All right, now I want the pump to run when I'm doing these actions, and then just have to flip it on when I'm opening and closing the bucket. Even though I'll probably be opening and closing the bucket a lot. But if I have the pump tuned to these guys already, even while I'm going up or down, I can still open the bucket because the pump will be running. So let's work on that. So I've got 2 mixes left. So I want to mix channel 2 and channel 1 to channel 7. So mix number 3, turn it on, and we want our master, we'll start with 2. Channel 2, channel 7, okay, and let's go see where we're at there. Okay, so that looks like that's going to start the pump running, and it's just going to take it to the low end. It's not going to give me high end. Ooh, so up we need to go the other way. Okay, so it'll run going up but not down. So let's go back into our mix. And go to 3. And let's try our positive. at plus 100. There it is. All right. So now with this on though, it's going to give me 100% pump. So this does have 2 speeds on the pump. So there's our first low speed pump, high speed pump. So if I'm in low speed pump, it's going to give me high speed pump when I'm running my boom. As long as I'm off, it'll just give me my low speed pump, which is fantastic. That will work great. All right, so that one works. Let's go to channel 1, which is our scoop and dump on the bucket. Okay, so mix. This is our last mix. There, you can't get, there's only 4 mixes on these radios. So I don't know what my sound's gonna be like. I may have sacrificed some sound because they had the drive channels mixed in to channel 8, which I think was something to do with the sound, because that's where that little blue wire is plugged into. So we're going to use operations are more important than sound right now. So we're going to turn 4 on. We'll do our master as 1. Oops, wrong way. 1. Slave is 7. Okay. And let's go negative 100, positive 100. Let's see if that's got us where we need to be. All right, so looking at 7. Yep. All right, so that's got us there. All right, so now my pump is mixed. So during my normal operation, now see, it won't do anything if I'm trying to dump the bucket, but if I'm lifting, I can dump at the same time and it'll still give me some operations. Or I just flip the switch and dump it. But if I can keep the pump from having to run all the time, that's going to give me better efficiency, longer run times on this little guy. Because trying to remember to sit there and flip your switch for your pump on and off, for me, just doesn't work. So this way will help me to be more efficient. So even after I flip it on, I'll open, close, and then I can flip it off. But when you're just running in and you're trying to do some scooping and all that, that pump's running all the time, going back and forth to the truck, pile of dirt, just it's very inefficient. All right, so let's try this out now. All right, let's get this little booger where we can see it. Okay, so nothing on the open, close. But if I turn the pump on, open, close. Okay, so pump's off. I'm just going to use the stick, lift. That's pretty decent. try that out and run with it for a while and see how it works. I might change depending on how the loading goes. Well, no, because when I'm scooping, that's the most important part, is getting in there, getting the scoop of dirt. And so those are the actions I use the most. Okay. That'll work. That's feeling more natural to me now. Yes. Maybe I won't dump as many loads on my cab. I will still dump it on my cab, I guarantee you. But maybe not as many. Yeah, I'll just have to turn the pump on to open, close, open, close. That's decent. I just gotta remember, I don't have to jam the sticks either. Expo. See, I was trying to run when you're running two things at once, of course, it's trying to run more oil with that small pump. It's gonna have a little struggle. Sweet. All right, well, I think it's time to try it out again in the dirt and see if I can drive better. Well, let's see, just with playing around with it. Let me go get a voltage meter and we'll check and see where we're at on voltage. All right, minimal test time. And we dropped down to 3 9s. That's just getting started. Sweet. I guess let's, we didn't test the sound. Let's see if we got any sound. So we got our switch in the middle position. Let's make sure our lights are on too. Okay, lights are good. Back lights look good. I got no blinker. Oh man, not a big deal. Okay, so sound. There's my horn. Okay, so the engine started. That's the same as it was before. You get rev up in one direction, idle in the other, and it's just going to give us rev up in reverse instead of forward. It's just opposite of what it was. So I'd have to dig into that to see how I could get the rev up to go in both directions. But sound is least important on this little jobby. It's nice to have. It's cool. Be even better if it worked well, but same on the dozer. It only runs and revs up on one set of tracks. So I'd have to go in there and probably reverse everything in there. I might have to do it on the motors themselves, but anyway, not a big deal. You could barely hear it anyway. Our little guy's having fun in there. Get it a little better balanced here so we can bounce around. There's some good bounce. Yeah, baby. Willy time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This guy's gonna get himself fired. Yeah, I tell you what, they get bouncing like that though in real life. Whew, that's no fun. It's like just let go of the sticks and just wait for it to settle down. Nice. I love the willy. All right, enough play. Got to get this thing to work. Yeah, that all feels that I'm actually comfortable driving it now. I like it. So that's what's nice. You take your radio, set your machine up to what fits you and your drive style. You know, don't worry about how anybody else would set it up or how they run it. That's what programmable radios are all about, is customization to fit you. So feel free to experiment, have fun with it, and just make it your own. All right, till next time, when we're working this machine, we'll see you guys again.